Really a joy and a pleasure to always be out here in nature and bringing a message that will emancipate you from all financial slavery. This truth is going to set you free if you understand this inner walking that you must operate within yourself that I'm going to share with you. That is why my conversation is based around how the universe awaits your command. Many people do not realize that. You see, most people believe that the universe is this vast expanse outside of themselves. And they see themselves as a little grasshopper existing in this vast universe. But what they fail to realize is that the universe exists within you. And you're beholding an outer projection of that which is within you, and you're believing it to be real when it's all an illusion. You see, once you understand this knowledge, then you will realize that everything is based on energy, vibration, and frequency. And a word is the expression of a thought. So that is being spoken based on what vibration and what frequency you on. So if you're on a vibration and frequency of begging and beseeching and looking for help from the outside, you will go about communicating with yourself and do not even realize that you are actually communicating with yourself. You believe that you are communicating with some entity outside of yourself. And that is why when you have that kind of mindset, you will never be able to command things to be done in your life. Because you will never realize that you are a commander. As a matter of fact, you are the Lord and Master of your destiny. For it is your own thoughts that is being materialized into your reality. So I'm saying, if the universe exists within you, then the universe is waiting for expression from your command. Like for example, let me make it very simple for you. When a farmer goes out in the field and he sows a seed, he do not wish and hope. He do not beg and beseech for him to get a crop or a harvest. He knows that he's walking by certain law and order. He understands immutable laws. He understands that there are divine laws that governs everyone who exists on this planet. Because he looks around and he sees divine laws all around. For example, the law of reproduction is that every seed and every species must and will always reproduce after its own kind. That is an immutable law. No one can change that. Well, if you can understand that on the physical realm, then you will understand what I'm going to say to you on the psychological realm, the realm of the mind. You see, as I stated earlier, a word is the expression of a thought. Also, an action is the expression of a thought. So, for example, we all use money as the medium of exchange on this planet. So, money is the medium of exchange on this planet. Okay? Therefore, if you have physical money, it becomes a physical fact. So I'm going to demonstrate for you, okay, while holding this money in my hand. Okay? You can see it here. Okay? So you know it is a physical, hard and objective fact. Because you can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can touch it, you can contact it by the five senses. But there are senses that are beyond the five senses. These are the senses you have to tap into to understand what I mean when I say that the universe awaits your command. Because unless you command the forces of the universe to work in your favor, it's not going to work in your favor. So if you give the universe a vibrational frequency of confusion, that is what you will experience in your reality. A confused, frustrated life. But if you give the universe a command of abundance, you give the universe a command of plenty, you have multiple sources of income, and it is consistent with integrity and mutual benefit with it. Once that's the command that you're giving to the universe, it is because that is the result that you're going to get in life. So everything awaits your command. Everything waits upon you. You have the power in your hands. That is why you've been given the power of choice. Well, if you see the law that I stated a while ago, that every seed and every species always reproduce of its own kind, you will know also whatever life that is in you, that is what you will be able to bring forth. So in you, there lies a power that you must activate. There lies a power that only you can wield that power. No one else can wield that power for you. That is why no one can have a thought for you. No one can have an idea for you. You have to have the idea in your mind. And you have to act upon the idea. And all ideas come from the mind. So every one of us have been given a mind. Well, we have to give the mind certain commands. But you're going to give the mind certain commands based on the knowledge you have. That is why many people are being destroyed for lack of knowledge. And so they look at the farmer who goes out, as I said earlier, in the field and sow a seed. And they fail to realize that that seed is going through the process of death, burial, and resurrection. And when it resurrects, it brings forth much fruit, much like itself. Therefore, if there's a people on this planet who believe in the principle of resurrection, it means that they must believe also in the principle of multiplication. They must believe also in the principle of abundance and prosperity. They must believe in the principle that everything bringeth forth after its own kind, which means as you think, so shall you be. So you have to see it in the physical, three-dimensional world, the physical world, but you have to also see it in the psychological and mental world. Then you're ready to see things in the spiritual realm or from the spirit. Because that's how you come to realize that you're a spirit and you're having a human experience. You're not a human trying to be spiritual. So my brother and my sisters, everything awaits upon you. Because you have to be the generator. You have to generate the bright ideas in your life that you would like to see materialize in your life. You have to have the goals and the dreams. You have to have a blueprint of what you want your life to be or what you want your life to look like. And you have to feel worthy of it. You have to feel that you're deserving of it. You have to know that wealth and abundance is your birthright. You have to accept the fact that you're born in this world already rich, because you're born with your mind, and all riches come from the mind. And all state of lack and poverty and mediocrity also comes from the mind. That is why you have to free yourself from every form of mental slavery. Once you're looking outwardly for someone to come to save you, you are in mental slavery. Once you're looking to the sky and believe that there's a sky daddy, and that you're not responsible for your thoughts and your action, and you believe that there's some entity on the outside that is responsible for the things that are taking place in your life. Once you go wrong with that kind of mindset, you're already a loser. Once you go wrong with that kind of mindset, you're already brainwashed and deceived. You have already been programmed by the matrix. And they will determine the rest of your adult life unless you're willing to unlearn and relearn and reprogram your subconscious mind. Look, my brother and my sisters, if you're listening to me, look. You can carry a vehicle at a certain place where it can get service. You call it a mechanic shop. And it will look brand new again. And all they will just need to do is put certain things in place. They do certain things. And it will make your car look brand new again. Well, it's the same thing with your life. Just as you need to go to a mechanic to fix your vehicle, you need to go to a barber to fix your hair. People who deal with hair, you go to them to fix your hair. People who deal with the mouth, the dentist, you go to the dentist to fix your mouth, and so on. Well, when it comes to life, and to understand that you are physical, you are psychological, and you are spiritual, then you need a mentor or a coach, as one who have already preceded you in the awakening. One who would have had enough experience of his physical, psychological, and spiritual self, and now he's sharing his knowledge or experience with you. So what I'm saying to you to do is not a guessing thing. It's an accurate science. It is so simple that most people miss it. You can never plant pumpkin and reap watermelon. Doesn't matter how much knowledge you get. You could never sow pumpkin and reap watermelon. It doesn't matter how many books you read. You can never sow pumpkin and reap watermelon. It doesn't matter which race you're born in this world. You can never sow pumpkin and reap watermelon. That is a divine law. That's an infinite and precise law. Well, there is infinite and precise law for life or for living. And once you understand those precise laws to guide your life, I am saying to you that you will never be in want. Nature has never been in want. So if you find yourself in want, it is because you're out of alignment with nature. Do you look around and see that everything that the sun shines upon it brings forth bountifully? Because everything is in alignment with the sun. They know they cannot survive without the sun. The S-U-N. Therefore, it is this light that is within you. This intelligence that is within you, that is empowering you every single day of your life. Well, this is the same power I'm saying that you must use to achieve your every desire by commanding the things that you desire in your life. Stop having and living on desire, because desire is still in the mode of wanting. It is still in the frequency of wanting. So you have to go beyond desire. And you start to what? You start to command. You command based on understanding. Because based on understanding would mean how you would feel. Because even if you desire something, but you do not have the feeling that you have it, or you already possess it, and you go around with doubt, you go around with guilt, you go around with shame. Once you go around with a certain belief system, it will hinder you. That is why if you are religious and superstitious, it would hinder your manifestations. Because where there is doubt, there is guilt. And where there is guilt, there is shame. And where there is shame, there is condemnation and judgment. And that will keep you from having high self-esteem or self-love. Self-love is the greatest feeling that you can possess, because self-love will equate to gratitude. That is why people who really love and appreciate life, they start first by loving and appreciating themselves. And so they embrace all the goodness of this life, knowing that they are the commander and that the universe is just waiting on their command. It's just like you go to a restaurant and you order and wait. When you order, you have to order with a surety that you're going to get your money's worth, that this place is a reputable place. You know that the food is well satisfying and it is healthy and it's going to nourish your body. So too, when you have a burning desire and you want to go beyond the desire and you want to make it into a hard and objective fact, so too you must see yourself giving of value and service, just as you would like to receive value and service. And so this is where you command your life by going straight to the end and acting as if and feeling as if and walking in the feeling as if, in spite of the many obstacles, in spite of the many things that are there to tell you that it is not so, yet you remain faithful to the unseen. Because you have a certain knowledge, you have a certain knowing, and nothing can remove that knowing. That is when you're acting on real faith. You can't have faith if you do not have self-knowledge. That is why it is stated that as you think, so shall it be done unto you. That's the key right there. As you believe, so shall it be done unto you. So my brother and my sisters, what do you believe? I am saying to you, if you are raised in a colony, a place that has been colonized, most likely your parents have been breeding a generation in ignorance. And so generational causes have been passed down through the traditions and the culture in which you grew up. And unless you break those cultural and those traditional brainwash that they try to cultivate in you from a very young age, and unless you break those, you will never be able to vibrate higher or transcend. That's why I'm saying, my brother, my sisters, the universe waits your command. What do you say to yourself when you're with yourself? How much do you love and appreciate yourself? Do you believe in a God outside of yourself? If you do, it is because you've been brainwashed, you've been deceived, not to love yourself, not to believe in yourself, because to believe in God is to believe in yourself. And to resurrect and bring something to life, it is you commanding what you desire in your life by you living and acting it out in the present tense, in the now. And you don't think about how or when it's going to be done, because it's already been done, because time is an illusion. There's no yesterday, there's no tomorrow, there's only today. You can only say yesterday in the present tense. You can only say the past also in the present tense. It's always in the now. You can't say yesterday in yesterday. Neither can you say tomorrow in tomorrow. You can only say it in the present. So my brother and my sisters, what is your present state right now? The good news is that whatever is your present state, you can change it just by a command. You see, whenever you use the word I am, and you know that you cannot say I am for anyone else, and you know that the name of God is I am from generation to generation, and you know also that the universal question of life would always be who am I? And when the answer comes, it must be I am. Once you really fully understand that, and you master the laws that governs all of humanity, starting with the law of mentalism, the law of correspondence, the law of cause and effect. Once you master these laws, you will understand how to wield the power that is within you. Because you would be a commander, not a beggar. A commander. Religion teaches you to beg, but spirituality teaches you to command. Because spirit is your true essence. That's where you have power. Okay? So most people think they have power in this outer wall. But first of all, you have to have power in the inner wall. You have to have power in the wall of spirit first. Because everything is created twice. First in the mind, and then in this physical three-dimensional world. So everything that is being created is created first in spirit, and then into this hard and objective fact. So everything is spiritual. So having a lot of money is being spiritual also. Living in a mansion is spiritual. Driving your dream car, living in a dream house, living in a dream area you dream about to live all your life. All these things are your birthright. But you have to command them. And how do you command them? You have to go in the present tense and live in the now. Okay? Always live in the now. You are already accomplished everything that you will ever accomplish in this world. You just have to go on, believe in it, and get as much knowledge as possible about self, as much knowledge as possible about the body, your anatomy, your physiology, your psychology. Understand more about neuroscience, understand more about your reticular activating system. The more you learn about your mind and how the mind works, and when you understand that your brain is a transmitter and a receiver frequency, then you will know that you have outgoing thoughts and incoming thoughts. That will help you to understand the masculine and feminine energy. So that will help you to understand the Adam and Eve story, which is the masculine and the feminine energy. And then when you understand the Jesus and Mary story too, you understand the masculine and feminine energy. Because you see, if you do not understand the masculine and feminine energy within you, you will read the Bible and you take personification for persons, and you will end up taking all the glory for history. And that will always have you looking outwardly instead of you looking inwardly, to realize that thoughts become things, and that it is your own thoughts that is creating your reality and creating your personality. That is why it states that as a man thinketh, so is he. So as I come to a close, my brother and my sister, I will end by saying, as you think, so shall it be done unto you. The universe is waiting on your command. What command do you have for your life? Do you have a blueprint? If you don't, well then go and formulate that blueprint. And remember to write down the vision and make it plain. And remember, do it tarry, wait for it, because it is sure. It is sure. So So if you want to go deeper into these things that I'm speaking about, and you would like me to go deeper down the rabbit hole, you can definitely book a one-on-one with me. Okay, you can book a one-on-one with me on any platform you choose, or you can choose a platform that I have provided down below called Faithia. Okay, that's an app. You can reach out to me there and the app Faithia. Okay, and you can book a one-on-one with me. Also, if you want me to mentor you for a long time, whether is it a month, 3 months, 6 months, even up to a year, we can arrange that, arrange payments and everything. And I will definitely be willing to coach you and, mentor you along the line. Because this science is sure. It is exact. It is as exact as how every action give you the exact and precise reaction. It is as exact as that. It's just that you have forgotten your power. And I want to bring you back to the place of remembrance. So that when you remember how to use your power, you start to wield your power. And you will create your wall. Whichever way you choose. Okay? So with that being said, my brother and my sisters, I can go on and on and on and on and on. But I really want to thank you all very much, for tuning in. I want to thank those of you who have commented. I do not really have my glasses right now to see as clear as I would like to see to read out these comments. Okay, but I want to really thank each and every one of you. And if you're new and you have never read any of my books, I'll definitely encourage you to get my books, especially The Secret Vagina, Mystery of the Virgin Birth, that book, and Spiritual Recipe for Better Living, along with Your Mood is Your Fortune, and Meditate to Eradicate Poverty, How to Turn Water into Wine, How to Open the Floodgates of Abundance, and much more. These books are very much helpful, especially if you've been raised, if you were raised in the church. Let me just put it that way. Okay, you get to understand the Bible on a metaphysical level, on an esoteric level, on a higher level. Okay. And it doesn't base on belief. It's based on you being an actor. You must act. You must take action. Okay, there are things you must do. That's why there's more things I would definitely like to teach you. So feel free to book a one-on-one with me. Okay, so with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to thank you very much. And I want to say that I'll definitely, catch up with you on another live if you book me for a one-on-one. Also, if you'd like to become a part of my Patreon, you can join my Patreon community. And for people donating $20 or more, I have a course that's called The Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Conscious. And along with that is a bonus course on self-concept. But my brother and my sisters, I'm saying to you, this kind of knowledge, there's no price you could ever put to this kind of knowledge. When you really, really discover this, your life will change for good. And there's no turning back. It is impossible for you to see this light and turn back. It is impossible for you to see the phenomena of life and you turn to another life that is not going to bring forth. No. Trust me, from the moment this knowledge starts resonating with you, you start to see small changes in your life. And as long as you continue, when you reach to that place when certain things will be made known to you, it will be made known to you. But of course, you must have self-discipline. You must be consistent. Okay? Those are keys you must work with. Okay? So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to thank you very much. I want to say peace. Love you all. Out.